Hello random YouTube viewers and Ultrasabers fans. This is Mack of Mack's Mechas coming at you with what is my first video review. Could be one of many, could be the only one I ever do, depending on popularity. We'll see where this goes. And today I have chosen to review, of all the Ultrasabers I own, my brand new Archon, whatever way you pronounce that, V2.1. I think it is Archon, we'll go with that. Now, there's a number of options you can get with this saber, and I chose mine personally because I was looking to get something more Sith than anything. And, well, this is the weapon of the hero, so why did I choose Sith? It was on the 20% off sale, I got it with sound, it was a lot better than paying 15% off for something that would just come with just a light. So I went with this, and, well, I'm really glad that I did. Not only does it have the crispest sound, and the sturdiest soundboard, it also is Mechas compatible, and I don't have any other sabers that are. Now, they have compatible pommels, but they don't have compatible body parts. It's one of the standout features of this saber that the head, the neck, the body, and the pommel are all interchangeable. But you also have some options outside of that. You have different switches you can get. I just always go with the standard switch. It's cheaper, and when you're on a budget, getting things shipped overseas. In case you can't tell, I'm Irish, Northern Irish actually. It's very expensive to get things sent here. $55 a pop. I mean, for the sake of $15, may as well just go with a black switch. You can get a different coloured CoverTech wheel, and you can get the pommel in all silver, or this really nice black anodized silver. Both come with a speaker at the bottom, and as always you have the colour options, soundboard options, sound, no sound. That comes standard with every saber from Ultrasabers. The only other option that I went for is, as I said, is wanting to get something Sith. I went for this in blazing red, and I said again, I got sound. I have the Obsidian Light soundboard just because, again, it was cheaper. Fuck me, that's bright. That is really bright. Didn't think it was going to show up that bright on camera, but it does. I'm not going to shine this direct, but you get the idea. And as you can tell, that soundboard's pretty damn loud. I'm not here to review the soundboard, you can see that, I'm pretty sure, from Ultrasabers themselves, or from other people's reviews. But, for the sake of the red light, which I'm going to have to activate again here, forgive me if the sound is overpowered, but I went with the standard heavy grade blade. Now, normally I would go with the Ultra Edge, only because they're supposed to give you a fuller light, which they do, definitely. It comes out way to the edge. But this comes out, you can see there the light down towards the top, but it comes out in a fantastic red. It's looking up kind of orange on the camera, but I'll probably put up a palette swatch of what it actually looks like. Nah, fuck it, no it won't. It just looks like Kylo Ren's red lightsaber. Nice and bright. Lovely little noise there. Whereas with the Ultra Edge blade, now it's not showing up much different here, but it's coming up very much pink. And I don't recall the Sith being renowned for pink lightsabers. I think that was more of a Mace Windu thing. Or was that? No, it was purple, not pink, sorry. So, going over a few of the good and bad points of the saber, it is nice and weighty towards the bottom. Very hefty. Very hefty pommel. So, when you have it from its nice thin choke point up here, that is very, very good for spinning. Little pendulum movement there. What else can I say about this? Yes, the slimmer neck definitely helps with twisting. And well, that is both a good thing and a bad thing, because while it is nice and slim and sleek, it doesn't have a central balance point. On most of my sabers I have, you put your hand towards the top of the saber, you hold it, you get a balance across the two. Now, This is drawn in comparison though towards my bellicose. You can see there, just from looking at the two of them, that has a much bigger pommel on it, much heavier body, and you have a lot of weight up in the neck here, where this is quite thick. But in the case of the bellicose, that is also a bad thing, because, well, it's very hard to get a spin on this. Unlike this, where the CoverTech wheel here is on the right side, CoverTech wheel is on the left side here, which gets in the way of gripping. That's not very good, so I've had to resort to grabbing it from up here and here, which is quite frankly uncomfortable. People have told me I can remove it, but I actually like the CoverTech wheel, so even if it's just for display purposes, I'll keep it that way. This one, on the other hand, quite different. Perfect chokehold. Absolutely perfect. I love it. Very good for practice. Now, another thing about this that I don't really see anyone mentioning much of is that with this new neck, deep down in here you would normally have to keep a blade plug to keep that LED from sliding out, but no. If you don't want to get a blade plug, you can walk around with this at conventions with ease, hanging from your CoverTech clip, without the LED falling out. No problems. But here's where I do have to come into a downside with the Signboard. Now, while it's nice that it is secure and not rattly like the bellicose, I don't like that at all. I'm going to have to put something in there to secure that. It's actually a lot quieter as a result. And I find that when swinging the saber, it doesn't catch the sound fonts quite as easy as the bellicose does. A little rocking back and forth on that, and you'll get the sound fonts, the movements, the swishes, coming in nice and easy. With this, I actually have to thrust it down in motions to get the sounds to register. Now, another thing is the speaker itself. Being so secure, it is actually slightly muffled compared to the bellicose. That might just be maybe my particular one. I'm not sure if that's an engineering problem or if that's just the way the saber's built, but in either case it's something to look out for. But that said, I think it's time to get my final verdict. So normally on my website I would rate these out of 10. And, well, that's easy enough with action figures because you're paying attention to details, articulation, functions and the likes. With this, it's a little bit more difficult, but considering there's a lot more positives than negatives, I'm just going to go ahead and say 7.5 out of 10. Or if you just want a general verdict, as a first time lightsaber with sound, it is absolutely worth it, because the amount of features possible, the amount of interchangeable parts, and something you can customize over time. You can probably add an activation box here, you can probably add the black wrap, make it Obi-Wan Kenobi's, paint it, whatever you want to do with it. It's fully customizable, easy to do, and if you just hold out for one of Ultrasaber's sales, sign up on the website, well, then you can get this for fairly cheap like I did. Anyone in the UK looking to know how much I got this for, postage included, it was roughly $180, £180. About $249 I think it was, something like that. It was fairly cheap compared to the bellicose, which was $360 at the time, and that was right before the dollar and the pound dropped. So definitely I would recommend the Archon as a first time saber, but as I said, if you're going to be getting it in red, go with the heavy grade blade. And there's always one thing to get that you might think, oh, I'll get one of them in a regular hardware store. Well, as someone who works in a hardware store and knows that imperial sizes are very hard to come by if you don't live in America, definitely buy the wrench. So that's about it. Thanks very much. Link in the description below to the website, and well, if you like it, tell me what you think. I'll do more of these if I can, and if not, well, we'll see where we go from here.